Hi everyone, I'm Scott Schneider and this is Stereo Niche. Today I'm going to do my first review of a turntable and it will be on the Mitsubishi LT-30. Stick around. Well, thanks for sticking around. So let's talk a little bit about the Mitsubishi LT-30. So right off the bat, you see that it's not a square dust cover like many. It does have a slightly angled front, and part of that is due to the mechanism underneath. This has a linear tracking arm versus a pivot tone arm, which what you more commonly see. Because of that, the tone arms are actually a little bit shorter because they don't have to go across the entire distance of the record. And they move from across the record just like a cutting lathe does. So it stays perpendicular, and then on the mechanism that sort of guides it across keeps it perfectly timed with the groove. So they're very accurate. They're much smoother and more accurate, I think, than a standard tone arm because they have less forces to deal with. I've never had one of these that skipped around. Versus a pivot arm, they just stay in the groove and they track extremely well. The only thing is on these is that because of the tone arm mechanism, they're always automatic, at least the ones I've seen. I've never seen a manual one. I don't think that exists. But one cool feature is to turn this on, you have to turn the locking mechanism for the tone arm, and once you turn that, the turntable turns on. So it's a pretty cool little feature, a little on-off switch. After that, all of the controls are neatly put together here on the little keypad, and I'll demonstrate that here in the next clip. So there you have how the LT-30 operates. It's quite an exceptional table. I find it to be very well built. There's a pretty good heft to the table. It has a good solid feel to it. It doesn't feel like it was skimped on at any point. The only caveat I would have to it, that maybe there was a cutback at all, is this vinyl cover. It's not a real wood veneer. But outside of that, it's really an exceptional table. I think it looks great. Now, as far as how I use it and what mainly I do like about it, there's two things. One is the fact that a linear tone arm you don't use manually. You always use control buttons. And so for that reason, I like it especially when someone else is going to operate the turntable. I don't have to worry about their lack of knowledge, lack of care in moving the tone arm around. It's all driven by the buttons, and so I don't have to worry that they're going to miss the record by any means. It's pretty much push a button and off it goes. So that's one feature that I really like. The second feature is the muting circuit. The muting circuit for when the stylus hits the record and you don't hear that initial thump. That may be a small thing for some, but I very much appreciate that bit of technology. There is a little bit of wincing that I do on a pivot arm when the stylus hits that record. That thump that happens, it's just the only unpleasant experience I have when playing a record, and I certainly appreciate the fact that I don't have to endure that with the LT-30. So for me, that's a huge bonus, and it's why this turntable really gets more play than any other. It's partially for that one reason. I'm primarily the one that operates the turntable, of course, anyway, but I absolutely love that feature. So I can say that if anyone runs across one of these, I would recommend it. As far as long-term maintenance and issues, the only maintenance issue that I'm aware of is eventually, just like with all linear trackers, there are belts that control the movement of the tone arm, and those will eventually wear and need to be replaced. There are 2 belts in this table. I've not had to go through that maintenance yet myself on this particular table, but I did see in the service manual there are instructions on how to do that. It's a little time consuming. It's, you know, not quite as just putting it in there in a few minutes, but it can be done by anyone, you know, with some mechanical skill. Outside of that, I do not know of any other significant issues that are common to the table. If anyone has a lot of experience with the maintenance of it, please put that in the comments. I'd appreciate that. So I think that's pretty much it. Not a whole lot else I think I can say about the table. I will have, there is an ADCOM cartridge on this table. Again, it came with it. I did not install it myself, but I can tell you that it's an excellent cartridge. It's, I would say it's, compared to others, it is not reserved, and it's, I don't want to use the word bright. I find it very detailed. And meaning there are some cartridges that are, I will say, sort of have an FM smooth sound, a little laid back. I don't find that with this cartridge. I find it to be bring really everything that's in the record out. So I hope that's a good way to describe it. Going forward, I have some other turntables I'll review down the road, but in upcoming videos, it will probably be some other gear, some more speakers, and probably a cassette deck at some point. So anyway, I hope you enjoy the video. Please let me know your thoughts on the turntable review, and if there's some other area of it I can showcase for you. And if you want to keep up on videos, hit subscribe, and see you next time.